Okay, it's in French, but let me say it in French and then I'll tell you in English. Some people like French, you know. Les réponses d'Edgar Cayce aux 10 questions fondamentales. This is not a book of Edgar Cayce, it's a book of John G. Furley. He wrote a book about Edgar Cayce, and the title is The Answers of Edgar Cayce of the 10 Fundamental Questions. Edgar Cayce is, let me see, this was published in quite a long time, 1989. This was published in 1989. If my memory serves me well, Edgar Cayce began being very popular back in the 1960s or something like that, maybe a little bit earlier even. I remember my mother was reading that book when she became in touch with, well, with astral projection, with thinking is creating, with we can heal our body, all of these vision, all of what we hear today very easily. Back then, in the 60s, nobody talked about it, very few, anyhow. And we got to talk about this in my house because my sister Marcel, who was 20 years old, had a breast cancer, 20 years old. And and the doctor said, that's it, you have about 6 months to live. And she was like, what? And we all went, what? No, that's not possible. She was such a brilliant woman and a giving woman and a beautiful woman. It was like, no, we couldn't accept that. We just like refused to think that at 20 she would have a breast cancer that was terminal. It was like unbelievable. But that's how we got in touch into what we call today the law of attraction, thinking is creating, because I had an older sister that came down to where I live in Rimouski. It's a very small village. She came down there with a book that thick about it. It was called Science Cosmic. And that book explained all the phenomena we're talking about today, about the law of attraction, thinking is creating, that if we see and visualize a healthy body, we will transform our body into a healthy body, and so on. So, my sister Marcel, me, and my mother, we said, and Paulette, also my older sister, we said, that's it. We're going to do that. We're going to go and read about it, and we're going to learn to play with the energy, and we're going to do anything that we can to save you, Marcel. And you go on and do visualize yourself and see the energy healing your body, removing all the metastases in your body, and so on. So we did that. And that's why we got to read Edgar Cayce. That's the book my mother, the first book she read. And Edgar Cayce is an amazing man, which in those days, he was telling the people that everything is within yourself. You got the answers inside of you for all the challenge that comes into your life. You need to be in touch with your inner self. You need to follow and listen your inner self. And for that, there is specific technique. And he was a very religious person, by the way. So he always referred to God. He always say you need to be in touch with God, but not the God or not the religion that we tend to hear at church, it's a little bit more profound. It's that we are one with God as being this as being the same kind of a person that he was with the same abilities. And all we need to do is to tap within to figure that out. It's to tap within. We can ask questions. Should we do A, B, C, D? Or should we go left or right? Should I do this? Should I do that? And within, we get the answers. And that is developing our sensory system, developing our intuition, our abilities to go within and read what is being given, decode what we received. And what you receive as a code can be different from me because each one of us has our life. We have our path. We have different parents. We grown up in a different environment, and it's the environment, the parents, the teacher, and all that surrounds us that builds who we are, that builds our value, that builds our belief, limiting or unlimiting belief. It is still the surrounding of what we grew up that gives us a kind of who we are today and how we think and how we value certain thing and don't and so on. How we even have fears. Sometimes my fears does not come from me. It could be the fear that my grandmother had. She had a fear of spider, and she transferred that fear to me. So we have to go within to find these answers. And the best way to do is to tap into our sensory systems. And by doing that, we're not only finding ways to improve our life, but we find who we are. We find our true identity, our true purpose. And that allows us to literally switch our life like this. In a split second, like this, we can switch everything. We can remove all the negative energy surrounding us and bringing us hardship. We can decide to lead the life we truly desire. But for that, you need to know what is it that you desire. And to find what is it that really you desired, you have to be in touch within. And by doing this exercise of being in touch with yourself, within yourself, you eventually, slowly, will learn how to develop your sensory abilities, how to develop your sensory systems, how to decode whatever answers you get. Because your answers are not the same as mine. I cannot pretend that because you have received a flash where you see a certain things, that it means exactly that for you. I can't. Because I'm not you, and I am not the one who lived your life in the past. I don't know what sticked into your mind. If I talk to you, if you tell me things, I can discover what limiting belief you have. I can discover what tickles you, what's wrong, why are you a certain way, and I can discover as you open up to me. But the best person to do that is you. for you. And by doing that for you, you are giving yourself the best gift ever. You know, they always say the last, I say maybe 40, 50 years, everybody says, healthy, healthy. We have to eat healthy. We have to do exercise. We have to eat healthy. We have to have a balanced life. We are married. We have children. We take care. We have time for our children, for our wife, for our business or work. And you go work out and you eat healthy, and that's it. Life is balanced. And I say, you forgot something. You forgot something that is extremely precious and important. You forgot your heart. You forgot your mind. And you forgot to work with what we have the most precious, our sensory systems. Because this is how we truly know that we are not alone in this world, that we matters, but we are a part of this big, huge universe. And we all, each one of us, have a specific role to play. And every one of us is needed for the universe, not just for the family and the surrounding, for the entire universe. Whatever you came here to do on earth matters. And but for that, you need to know who you are and what it is that you have to bring and offer to the world. And I have this beautiful summit coming up on February 26th to March 1st. So engage with me. Tell me what you think about what I just tell you. Ask me questions. But tell me first if you want to know what is this summit about. The summit is called Success Strategy, a Sensory Approach. So I'm putting together those beautiful speakers which use their sensory system to transform their life. They will give you lots of information and lots of steps and application that you can do right away. I specifically ask everyone to give me simple steps that each one of you can apply in your day. Every day, daily, do specific step of action so that you open up slowly but surely your sensory system and you develop what needs to be developed to have a successful life. Lead life on your own terms and be happy, because when we do begin walking the path we are meant to walk on, believe me, we smile all the time. And any obstacle becomes like nothing. You take a deep breath and you say, wow, I wonder what am I going to learn with this. That's going to be interesting. It's like, come on, bring it on, because I will learn from it and I will grow and I will become a better person. So send me a private message, engage in my Facebook below. Tell me you want a link to the summit. Hey, it's free. You have a free entry to this summit, and believe me, we'll have 15 beautiful people and a special, very, very special person is coming. And believe me, today when I got the news that he had said yes to my invitation, I was like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I'm so excited, I'm so excited. I was like, wow, what a beautiful gift, what a blessing to have this man coming to the summit, because he is an amazing man. He has done so much. He has so much material that he has done that helps people transform their life. He did it with me. Yeah. I mean, it's like, wow. I have tears coming to my eyes when I think of him. And he will be there. So embrace life and take it and tell me, I want to go to the summit, and I will send you the link for the free invitation. So I'll see you in the inside. Bye for now. We'll talk tomorrow.